After 2 years of virtual events, the Michigan Hispanic Chamber of Commerce organized the 18th Annual Economic Forum, an in-person event with Pedro David Espinoza as the keynote speaker.
There was two things that I stuck out today. One was getting to see everybody again. There's people I haven't seen in 2-3 years, so it's really cool to, just talk to people and see their faces again, kind of get that connection going. And that kind of goes into the second point where one of the things Pedro talked about was being persistent, and I like to use the word patiently persistent because he said, hey, and in the tech world, you get 10 no's before you get your first maybe, then your first maybe is the next over to get your first yes. So really kind of a cool lesson for people to understand that, building your network and be intentional about how you use your network, and there's going to be a lot of no's before you hear maybes and yeses. So it was really cool for people to hear that.
Events like this are so important, and I'm so happy for the Michigan Hispanic Chamber of Commerce to have put this on, because it did exactly what it was supposed to do. There was so much energy and passion in the room, with people getting educated and being made more aware about the opportunities in the Hispanic Latino population. So I encourage you to continue to support and ensure that you're really putting all of these things into action so that you can get better.
Pedro's presentation inspired the event participants and focused on the importance of building bridges.
I think he had great advice to give, and coming from a very young man like himself, it just makes it that much more valuable for people that are a little bit older, like myself. There's things that I think we forget about that he brought to light.
The event was really fun. The keynote was about building bridges and how to connect with others, how artificial intelligence is disrupting the U.S. economy. Last but not least, the impact of the Hispanic market in the global GDP, how the Latino population is growing, and how we're the future of the economy for the United States.
One of the greatest things about this event is that it brought the flavor and the mindset of Silicon Valley to Detroit. As Detroit starts changing from a gas turbine engine and combustible engine to electric, a lot of those new technologies that are innovated in Silicon Valley are coming here to Michigan. And so we need to be able to adapt and improvise and overcome the old school of thinking, the old way of thinking, to the way it's done in Silicon Valley, where they do, as they say, fail fast and move forward. So this is so important to help change the mindset, and it's great that the Michigan Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is leading the way in bringing us together and thinking like this.
Thank you, Michigan, for having me. I love Detroit. I'll be back in the fall for the BRG Summit of the Michigan Hispanic Chamber, and it's an honor. Pedro David Espinoza, muchas gracias.